Hey, Amanda. I'm in the mood for something sweet. Please go buy me some ice cream at the supermarket right now.
What?
Bring it to me in 5 minutes.
Lily? I'm at work right now. Why don't you buy it yourself? You can go to a nearby supermarket by yourself if you're a high school student.
I'm busy studying for exams right now. Unlike a bottom-line part-time worker, I need sugar to keep my brain working full blast. So why don't you go buy me some right now?
Huh?
Even if you're at work, it's just some minimum wage part-timer work. It won't be a problem if you skipped a few hours of work.
Wait a minute. Lily, what do you mean I'm a minimum wage part-timer?
Huh? It's about your current job, right? Dad told me about you, that you're going to stay in our house for a year starting this week. You were laid off at a good old age, and now you work part-time at a diner. But you can't survive on that alone. So, you begged your sister and her husband to let you stay.
Huh?
To be honest, I find it a nuisance to have such things decided without my approval. I'm about to apply for college this year. I can't live with such a hopeless old hag. Why don't they just abandon this useless old hag? Dad and Mom are too kind.
About my part-time job and the layoff. Your dad explained it in that way, yes?
That's right. He said we should help each other, so I should cooperate too. Mom said you should just look at her as a bad example. That way, I'll be able to study harder, not to be such a miserable adult.
What?
But I don't think that's enough. I've decided to make you my bad example and my lackey. So, get me some ice cream right now. You have 5 minutes to bring it back.
Hey, Sophie, I can't stand being a part-timer at a diner for a year and being my niece's bad example and lackey. There was no such thing in our agreement to live together, was there?
What's wrong, sis? What do you mean by part-timer at a diner?
Don't play dumb with me. I heard that you guys gave your daughter Lily a convenient explanation. I was laid off from the company, and now I'm working at a diner? You even said that she should see me as a bad example to help her study harder.
I'm sorry, sis. I didn't really mean it that way. I was going to tell my daughter Lily the truth, but suddenly Jonathan started saying that you got laid off, so I just went along with it.
As a result, my niece treated me like a slave. She looked down on me, saying I was a bottom-line part-time worker. She also demanded that I go buy her ice cream in 5 minutes.
What? Lily did that?
It's all because of your lies. What other lies did you make up? It's not every day a high school student treats her aunt so disrespectfully.
What? Let's see. We made up a story that you were an incompetent employee and got laid off. Now you work part-time at a diner without any choice. You don't even have a penny saved up because you were sloppy. Plus, you're still single without a boyfriend, so has no one to rely on. So, you back to move in with us, and we offer to help you out.
But what exactly happened in reality?
My husband Jonathan was the one who got laid off, and the reason was that he couldn't do his job well. And on top of that, he tried to cheat on me with one of the part-time workers. Before the affair began, the part-timer sued him and he was promptly fired.
Yes, that's right. And you are the ones who don't have a single penny in savings, correct? You're a housewife who barely kept a household account. Even so, you worked hard to save up some of your savings, but you started investing in virtual currency and it all disappeared.
You're right. That's why I begged you, sis, for help. We're managing to survive now thanks to your financial support.
I know, right? And yet, This kind of treatment is cruel, don't you think? I know it must be hard for you to tell Lily the truth, but to make up a convenient story and pin the bad role on me? That's just not right.
I'm sorry. I didn't think Lily would treat you like a slave.
If you have time to apologize, go and clear up the misunderstanding. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble from now on.
Can't I just go through with this false story?
Huh? You think it's okay?
Because it's impossible to change the story now. Otherwise, I'd have to tell the truth. But Lily is about to apply for college, so it's a very important time for her. I don't want to overburden her with all this. I can't let Lily find out about this family crisis.
So you want me to act out that disgusting setup? Are you telling me to let my niece look down on me and be a slave to her?
Well, I'll take care of all that. Let me know if Lily contacts you about her errands. I'll do everything instead of you. So please just go along with this for a year.
Fine then. I'll ignore everything Lily says to me. And if she asks me to do something for her, I'll forward the message directly to you. We'll see how it goes for the time being. But if it gets worse, I'll consider moving out.
I'll do my best to keep it from getting worse. I'm going to go buy Lily some ice cream now. Hey, you bottom-line old hag! Don't take advantage of my mom when you're my lackey. Why don't you go get the things I ask for? Don't make my mom do your biddings, you lackey.
Your mother wanted to do it on her own. That's why I've been forwarding all your requests to her.
Huh? There's no way my mom would say such a thing. No one in the world would willingly be your lackey.
I doubt that.
What a brazen old hag you are. You're just using your position as an older sister to force her to do things. How dare you be so arrogant, you parasite?
Parasite? How dare you use such a nasty word?
Oh, it's just too true. Actually, that's what my mom calls you.
What?
I told her. There's no need for her to go buy things you were told to get. She should just let you buy the ice cream and snacks. And she goes, well, I'd love to, but you never know what these parasites are capable of when they get mad.
Huh?
She said that's what they call people like you, who live by relying on others. And once a parasite attaches itself to someone, it's pretty nasty, she says. You're selfish and arrogant, so there's no telling what you'll do when you're offended.
That idiot. She's talking nonsense again.
I really feel sorry for Mom, having to be pushed around by a sister like that. I can't stand to see her like that. So, old hag, I think it's time for you to get out of this house.
Huh?
It was supposed to be for a year, but I can't take it anymore. I can't live with a parasite old hag at the bottom line. You annoy me just by looking at you. I can't stand the fact that my parents are being taken advantage of by a bottom feeder like you.
First, you call me a parasite, and now you're kicking me out.
My parents are kind, but not me. Your situation of being restructured is none of my business. It's your fault for being restructured in the first place. If you were a good employee, you wouldn't have to go through that. It's your own fault for not studying hard in school like I am.
I disagree with that. There are many reasons for a restructure. For example, economic recession, world circumstances.
Huh? It doesn't matter. If there's an economic recession, companies would rather compete over the best employees. It's just that they dumped you because you were a burden to them.
That's a harsh thing to say, but that harshness will come back to haunt you later.
I'm studying hard, and I'm going to be a great employee that lots of companies will be fighting over. So that's not going to happen. I'm not a bottom feeder like you.
I see.
Just get out of here, you bottom feeder. It's pathetic that you have to depend on your sister's family to survive. Get out of here, you parasite.
Give my regards to your parents.
Move out. I bet my parents are fed up with you too.
Then, for living expenses, I won't pay the $5,000 per month for your school fees, cram school fees, and various other expenses.
What?
From now on, you can only stick to your mom and dad who you love. A housewife who can't keep a proper household budget and can't manage her investments. And your unemployed father who still can't find another job. You're the one who has to support them.
What? Investment? Unemployment? What?
Well then, I'm going to pack my bags and leave as soon as possible. This house only has people who call someone who has taken care of them a parasite. I shall quickly leave such a heartless house.
Wait a minute! Amanda, what did you mean earlier? What on earth were you talking about all of a sudden? Like $5,000 a month?
I'm sure you wouldn't believe me, even if I told you. That's why you should ask your mother what's bothering you. That everything you've been told so far was a lie. And the truth about what's really going on in this house.
What?
Well then, Lily, take care of yourself. I know you'll go through a lot, but study hard for the exams. Otherwise, you won't be a good employee, and you'll have a hard time in the future.
You're terrible, sis. Why did you tell Lily everything? Because of you, I had to reveal everything.
She would have found out sooner or later. You're lucky you were able to come clean so quickly. It must have been painful for you as a parent to keep lying to your beloved daughter.
Now is the hardest time of all. She knows we have no savings and that her parents don't have a job.
Don't worry, you'll get back on track if you work together as a family. I've already signed the contracts for my new place, so I'll see you later. I'll have the movers pick up my stuff.
What? No way! Wait, are you really going to move out of this house?
Of course I am. I can't live in that house anymore.
No, wait! How will we live without you? You said you wouldn't give us any more money to live on, right?
Yes, not a penny more. I'm telling you, I won't even send you money.
You're kidding! You won't even send us money?
I don't have any money to send my bratty niece and selfish sister and her husband.
Don't say that. Please come back, sis. Jonathan hasn't even found a job yet. Please, don't tell me you're leaving. Please, let's reconsider. You've always had no housekeeping skills, and it must be hard to live alone. If you stay here, I'll take care of the house for you.
Yes, you've helped me a lot. I had to go through a lot of trouble to start my own business, but thanks to you, I was able to get on track right away. If all goes well, I'll be able to hire a few more people and reduce my workload. And I've already signed a contract to hire a housekeeper to take care of the chores, which I'm not very good at.
What?
So no worries about me.
Oh no!
Well, excuse me now. I'll be busy for the time being, so don't contact me. Take care of your family matters as a family.
I can't do that anymore. I've already got my hands on my daughter's tuition money. Without your help, we won't be able to make ends meet.
What? What do you mean you got your hands on her tuition fee?
Well, I was actually saving money for Lily's college expenses in a separate account. I also had a student insurance plan that I had set aside for her. But Jonathan canceled it on his own and used it at the casino.
What?
He was so stressed out that he couldn't control it. Of course, I warned him right away, but I thought I'd give it a try just once. And we both came addicted to it.
What? So you're telling me that you and your husband's casino money was all used from her tuition fees?
That's right. The stress made me unable to stop. So please, sis, we will manage our living expenses on our own, but please help us, at least with Lily's tuition.
Absolutely not. Even if I give them money, I know the casino-addicted parents will spend it all.
We won't do that. I will never play casino again.
Just for the record, where are you right now?
What?
You told your daughter everything, and you were embarrassed. So, where are you now?
I'm at a casino. I couldn't stand the way Lily looked at me when I was home.
You're totally addicted to casino games. I can't give money to my sister and her husband. I feel sorry, but let's ask Lily to give up college.
No way!
You don't deserve to be shocked, you useless parent. Stop being a housewife and get a job already.
It's terrible, Amanda. How could you abandon your sister's family in this situation and leave?
You kicked me out, remember?
But I didn't know anything about it. Please, Amanda, please come back to our house. My father, who is the pillar of our family, has been laid off and our finances are in a huge crisis. You're making good money starting your own business, right? Why don't you help us a little?
You and your family's financial situation is none of my business. Besides, it's always the victim's fault, isn't it? That's what you said to me, right, Lily?
Oh.
If your father had been a good employee, then you wouldn't have to go through this. I sympathize with you, but if you're going to hate someone, hate your father who was a burden. No, he's not just a burden. He's a scumbag. He's a jerk who tried to hook up with a young woman while having a family to take care of.
Well, it's Dad's fault, I'm sure, but I'm sure he had his reasons. Maybe he had a hard job that drove him crazy with stress, or he got under a spell.
I thought it didn't matter what the circumstances were for a restructuring. Reasons for being laid off have nothing to do with economic recession or other uncontrollable circumstances. It's only determined by the fact whether or not you're a burden employee, right?
Oh, well.
Good luck with your studies and exams so that you don't become that kind of adult. It's so nice to have a father who's a bad example to you.
It's not wonderful. It's the worst. There's no way I can concentrate on my studies under these circumstances. And even if I study hard, it won't matter if I don't have the school money. Please, Amanda, at least help me pay for college. Without your help, I have no choice but to give up on higher education.
Then why don't you give up?
What?
Lily, right now you're like a parasite that clings to me. You don't want to live like a bottom feeder, do you?
Parasite? That's terrible. How can you say such a thing to your adorable niece?
How can you say that's a terrible thing to say? You shouldn't use words that would hurt your feelings.
Well,
And the most terrible thing is the way you guys have been treating me. Now, don't ever contact me again. Jonathan got a job at a nearby factory. Sophie started working at a local supermarket. However, they decided to give priority to the fact that they could work quickly rather than the salary or benefits they would receive. The salary is quite low, and they can barely make ends meet. Moreover, not only did they spend their savings on casinos, but they also had thousands of dollars in debts. To pay it off, the family of 3 lives on discounted expired food every day, and Lily gave up going to college after all. She is now working at a diner to help make ends meet. However, she is sloppier than imagined, and the manager and customers are constantly scolding her while she works there. It seems that it was more difficult than she had expected to become a good employee. Now she cries every day and says, "I don't want to work anymore." and is gradually shutting herself away from work.